All right, another movie featuring AI. All right, the future. We'll get into all that here in a second, but what is this exactly about? Let's find out here with the IMDb plot. Follows a struggling father who purchases a domestic sim to help care for his house and family. Unaware, she will gain awareness and turn deadly. He should have been more aware, watch more horror movies, you'd be aware of these things. Yeah, so I think if you guys, obviously horror fans pretty much know the future, especially those who have watched Terminator, we're headed down that route. Yeah, I guess that's a discussion for something else. Anyway, so this one has been out for a little while. I saw it, a little while ago as well. Just hadn't had a chance to get to the review, so here we are. Since it's kind of fairly new and so forth, we'll try to keep this kind of spoiler free. But I would suspect, you guys know going into this, if you guys kind of know the plot, you pretty much know how this one's going to play out. So, I don't know if that's a spoiler within itself, but, I guess that's, the thing. I mean, we kind of know, these kind of AI robot kind of movies, how they're going to go by now. I mean, they seem to go all in the kind of same direction. So that, I don't know that there's much twist and turn here to not spoil. But anyway, I'll try to keep something for you guys. Anyway, this one features Megan Fox. She is the robot here, the AI. And she puts an interesting performance. I kind of took a sneak peek at a review or two, and I guess there's mixed reviews on what she did. I don't know. I guess I could argue a little bit with some of those. I guess she kind of did what she was supposed to do. I mean, she's supposed to be kind of a robot. So I don't know if that kind of makes it a good job or a bad job that she did. I thought it was all right. I was actually surprised that she seemed to pull it off. With especially with her look and I thought she was pretty consistent with it because I think when you're doing that, you could have times where you almost fall out of character or just become too human when you're trying to be the robot. But I thought she was pretty consistent with it. And she tried to have this kind of stiff look and didn't blink obviously too much and so forth. So I thought her performance was okay. Obviously it gets early on she's not doing a whole lot. She's kind of there just kind of taking care of the family and so forth. Obviously towards the back half of the movies when the more action is happening and then there's kind of that opportunity to maybe slip out of that robot character. But I thought she did a good job of maintaining that throughout. Again, maybe they took a million shots to do that. I don't know. But yeah, this one kind of starts off interesting. I thought it was, again, a glimpse of the possible future as the beginning of the movie. The father is kind of there. I don't remember if it was a store or kind of like a convention or something like that. And they were showing off like the latest robots and so forth. And he's there with his young daughter, and then she kind of runs off and then kind of runs into the Megan Fox robot character. And, that's when, it kind of switches to, oh, okay, well, this is the robot we want. But it just seemed weird to see him kind of shopping for the robot and the different types and so forth. So, a glimpse into the future, I don't know. Like I said, I've seen Terminator, and I think we've seen some other recent movies. Megan. It's probably not a good thing, but this is what we're portraying here in some of these movies. maybe there's a movie out there where there's actually good robots and doing some good stuff. I don't know. I haven't watched those movies, but maybe they're out there. Um, anyway, so yeah, so he purchases her. She comes home, kind of gets settled, um, but then kind of becomes too self-aware, and does kind of some of the stuff that we've seen other robots do in movies where they become too smart for their own good and start tinkering with their own self, and before you know it, they have their own ideas on what they want to do, and what things should be, and so forth. So, yeah, and the father's here struggling. The mother's been in the hospital, and so forth. So there's a lot of family issues going on as well in it, and then obviously she's thrown into the middle of it, and like I said, she has to deal with her own kind of robot things that kind of then mix all together, and then down we go as bad things start happening at the end of the movie. Um, so yeah, so I guess plot wise, it's a lot of what you expect. Um, and I think that's kind of the fault here. I guess maybe the draw of the movie is Megan Fox is a robot, so you kind of want to see that or see what she's gonna do. But again, the plot is like I said, I try to keep it spoiler free, but it is what it is. Nice robot to start with, bad robot at the end. Going to have some action at the end, fighting obviously with the father, and maybe some other people, and kind of goes into that protective family mode, and maybe that isn't a good thing, and maybe goes too far because it misinterprets being the protector here, or what she's supposed to be doing. So from that aspect, you're not going to get too much new there. So I could see why some people would pass on the movie and not want to see the movie because like I said, you're not seeing too much new. So to me, the grab is to watch Megan Fox, whether you think she did or she did not pull off being a robot. Like I said, I thought she did okay with it. But other than that, the movie is the movie. I mean, there's nothing amazing there. You just kind of see the interactions and then see how everything kind of blows up. There's not much to it. There's not much else for me to tell you outside of that, unfortunately. Again, I think I did a review recently for Afraid, which is another AI type movie, and you kind of see how that goes down the tubes. I don't, I think, one difference in that movie, I think that movie really was pushing you how, AI was going to be bad. I don't think this necessarily was a movie that pushed AI being bad, but it just kind of, followed the storyline, and then obviously the robot goes bad at the end. I think Afraid was more of a movie that seemed to be made to tell you, of what AI in the future is going to do, and it could be bad. I don't know. To me, the two movies were a little different on what it says. It's kind of like Megan. I don't think Megan necessarily pushes that AI is bad, but you just kind of realize the faults of what it could be, in the end. So I guess it's two different kind of styles or what you get from the movie, and at least that's what I can say I got from at least this movie, that movie, and even Megan. And we're going to supposedly get Megan Part 2 here soon, so we'll see with that. But I mean, we've already been introduced to her, so I'm not sure where the story is going to go in this one. But I guess we kind of already know what to expect. And again, another example of AI being bad. So I guess it's kind of an easy thing to do here now. With AI and the robots and whatever, and show the bad. It's an easy horror story. So I guess this is a small theme that's being picked up, kind of like the Disney characters. Let's do them in different movies and then turn them into evil people, killing people, and so forth. So that's another theme of horror kind of going forward. So let's see, let's see, maybe they can come up with something a little bit different and push the boundaries, and maybe a different story. I don't know, something that's a little less than the robot is part of the family, then the robot, something happens with the robot and then, kind of destroys the family, or the family dynamic. Let's see if we can do something different here in the next year or two with these movies. Otherwise, it just become kind of like the shark movies. Find reason to put people on a boat, and here comes a crazy shark. Um, at least we don't have bad CGI in this one. Okay, different stories. I'm going off on all kinds of tangents here. Why? Because again, there's not much else to say about this movie than I have already said. So with that, I think I'm just gonna give it a simple Two Pools of Blood. Not a bad movie. It was all right. But again, totally simple plot, what you'd expect, no real surprises. Okay action scenes towards the end. Again, nothing amazing. And, I think a lot of boil down to, what you think of Megan Fox's performance as the robot. Did you like it? Did you not? Did you not care? And that's what it'll come down to. So, again, that's Two Pools of Blood out of 5. So with that, horrors.blogspot.com is where you can find all my reviews, written and video. Certainly mostly video reviews for a while now, so you can like and subscribe and do everything that everybody wants you to do here on YouTube. But if not, no worries, it is okay. I truly appreciate your time regardless. And Twitter, Facebook information down below, so feel free to follow me there, find me, and all that kind of stuff there. Talk horror, talk about this movie, other movies. Not so much AI, and not too much into that, so I can't, not really onto that topic too much there. And definitely in the comment section, once you kind of see this movie, if you want to share your thoughts on it, please feel free to do so down there. And your thoughts on AI. Again, I'm not the expert, but if you're as fearful as I am, please let me know down below. So with that, I'll catch you on the next review, horror fans.